Hi everyone, it's Miss Rachel from Neal Public Library and welcome to Online Storytime. We have some more fun books to share with you and a fun, sweet little rhyme as well. So let's get started with our welcome song. We'll get our hands out and we will sing, I have 10 little fingers and they all belong to me. I can make them do things. Would you like to see? I can put them up high. I can put them down low, all the way to your toes. I can make them disappear, hide them, just like so. I can wiggle my fingers and I can give them 6 claps. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can fold them together and put them right in my lap. All right, friends. Our first story today is about a little boy named Harold and his purple crayon. It's called Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Harold and the Purple Crayon. There's our words again. I wonder what he's thinking about. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long straight path, so he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly he realized what was happening, but by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up, thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry, so he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see, so he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window on the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see his house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way. Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then, suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. Good night, Harold. All right, friends, we have a fun little rhyme that I'd like to share with you today. We're going to get our finger out and we're going to use this to draw parts of our face with it. And our rhyme goes like this. The moon is round as can be. 2 eyes. Can you draw your eyes? 1 nose. Can you draw your nose? And a mouth like me. All right, let's do it again. The moon is round as round can be. 2 eyes, 1 nose, and a mouth like me. Clap for yourselves and fold your hands together and put them in your lap. Our readers are ready for our next story, and it's about the magic of letters. It's by Tony Johnston and Wendell Miner. There's our words again. The magic of letters. Can you write a letter? Maybe some of you can. And then when you put those letters together, we'll find out what they become. Letters hold magic. When you know their secrets, they open worlds. Each letter has a name, wonderful and strange. Here's the letter A, and here's the letter C, and here is a B, but it's not the letter B. Say each name until it is your friend, then form each letter again and again. When you place them just so, they say your name. What's your name? Can you spell your name? Or maybe you can have a grown-up help you spell your name. Letters hold power. You can shuffle them around to make loads of mighty words. Limber words like acrobat. Thumpy words like clunk. Slippery words like trout. Giggling words like flibber-tibbigit. Flibber-tickabit. I'm not sure if I said that one right. Flibber-tickabit. Yummy words like quesadilla. Bewitching words like enchanted. Roll them in your mouth like lollipops. Clunk, acrobat, trout, quesadilla, fligger-tigga-gibbet. It's so silly, I'm having a hard time saying it. You will be enchanted. Now string them together until they say what you need to tell somebody. The flibber-tigga-gibbet ate an enchanted quesadilla and became an acrobat who slipped on a trout. Clunk. Do you want to read that word with me? Clunk. Letters hold surprises if you swinkle them sweetly. New words appear like swinkle. The more words you know, the more magic pours out. Carrots love dirt. You can write that. Or, that cat fears the hat. Or, noodles are quiet, but they think deep thoughts. Or, I love my brother or sister a lot. Letters hold magic when you know their secrets. Like a bright bird, you take flight. You can read to discover anything you want. You can write everything that is in your head. Everything that is in your heart. Dun dun dun. All right, friends, that is the end of our story time for today. Let's get our hands out one more time and we'll sing our goodbye song. We'll sing, goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. We'll see you next time.